Hey again. Sorry I haven't put up a video in a long time. I've been debating putting one up, and I even took a few videos. Then I decided that there weren't things I should put on YouTube. I'm sure you guys have made or come across videos like that. So the reason I'm making a video now is to tell a story that I just thought was amazing, and I have told all my friends this. So the friends who are my subscribers, I'm really sorry, you're gonna have to, well, you don't have to listen. So here you go, just warning, don't listen. It's the wall ball story, so just don't listen. Also subscribers, I now have 7 subscribers. That's happy for me. I would name you all off, but I feel like that would be kind of annoying. But I've even gotten to talk to some. That was pretty cool. I like making friends. Anyway, moving on. So I work, well, I volunteer over the summer at a music camp, things like summer music, and I teach strings, mainly cello and bass, but it's all part of a greater orchestra, so it's violins, violas, cello, bass, and it's every day. We have 2 sessions. We have an earlier session, which is elementary school, less experienced, and then in the later morning we have middle school, more experienced, and we have a recess for them halfway through each time, just because 2 hours for little kids, they can't concentrate on music for that long. So we have a 10-minute break where we go outside with them and they can do whatever they want. And last year my teacher, or the person who's in charge of this all, she's my former orchestra teacher, bought a blue recess ball for them to play with. And for the most part, I think even last year they played wall ball with it, just because it's it works out really well for that. The area we're in has this really nice wall and it's shaded. And it gets really hot, so it's good that it's shaded. But this year, there have been these 3 kids, well, 1 in particular, but then 2 kind of join him, who monopolize the recess ball every day. And I knew it was happening. I didn't pay attention. It's not, I'm just supposed to, watch them, make sure no one, if someone falls and scrapes their knee, should bring them to the nurse, or, make sure no one runs into the street or something. But just this past week, one day, I was asked to join them in playing wall ball. I was like, alright, I'll get in line. Thank you for including your counselor. And I dragged another counselor in with me. And we're in the back of the line, just chilling. And for the first time I get to hear what the other kids in the line are talking about, apart from these 3 that, the competitive 3 who always seem to monopolize the ball. And these are not really competitive kids. They're nice and really sweet, but they just they want to have fun. Of course they do. That's what all kids should want. And they're kind of grumbling and upset. They're we never get to play. We get to hit the ball once, and then they always make up a ridiculous reason, and we're out of the game, and they just always get to stay in because they make up the rules, and it happens every day. And I was like, alright. And after we stood there for another minute and a half, that was more than a legitimate complaint. That was an understatement of what was actually going on. And after a while, these kids were starting to look at me and be you should do something. And I realized at that moment that if I were to go and take the ball away or make myself try and be fair, it wasn't going to help anyone. It would just make those 3 kids mad. And I would kind of be miserable from having to scold them. But the girl, the other counselor who was in line with me, goes, if only we had another ball. And I said, we don't need a ball. This is where it gets corny, so be prepared. Corny warning. But it actually happened, so it's not corny. Yeah. So I was like, no we don't need another ball. And I put up my hands and I was like, here you go, Chrissy. And Chrissy went, ugh, and like, out of like a reaction, and grabbed the ball in front of me. And then we kind of both got what we were, you know, we understood each other at that moment. And we walked over and found like this really crappy bit of wall that was like in a blazing heat, and it's like, I don't know, 3, 4, probably 5 times smaller than the bit of wall that the wall ball kids had, and it was just like, it was in between 2 doors, and and it was just a bad area. But we started like pretending to play wall ball against this brick wall, and we were like just having fun with it, like alternating and like moving around and actually like seeing where the ball would go and actually moving to it. And then the three of the kids who had gotten out for ridiculous reasons, and the real wall ball game came over and started playing with us, and like they were actually like moving to where the ball would go like we were, and they got really into it, and it was really cool to watch them. And then all the kids who were still in line like trickled over and came, and suddenly we had everyone, and they were all just playing, and like they were being fair. And then suddenly this girl was like, oh my gosh, I could never have gotten that ball, like I would hit it like way over there even if I touched it, like I'm out. And I was like, oh my gosh. And all of a sudden, like, we only have 2 kids left playing, like, for the win, and then one kid like ended up winning, and I was amazed like how they were so fair, and like they weren't about winning, they were competitive, but they weren't cheating. And I was like, you guys are really cool. And we probably looked really weird, because we're all like lining up and hitting nothing. But we started up another game, and the 3 kids realized, at the real wall ball game with the real blue ball, realized that they had lost their entire audience and had no one to actually compete against except themselves, and they were like, what are you guys doing? Like, this is so dumb. And I was gonna say something, just, you know, like trying to like keep it mellow, but the quiet, like, our line is full of like these kind of timid, like laid back kids, and I was so surprised how they spoke up for themselves, which is good, obviously, but I was just surprised that they did it, and they were like, we're having fun, we're being fair. And the 3 like bullies or whatever like just couldn't conceptualize it. They were like, but there's no ball. And this one boy who never speaks was like, well, you can join us, but you'll well, no, he's like, you wouldn't understand, but you can join us. And the 3 kids decided to go back, and they started like moaning about how their game was no fun anymore. And our kids like kept playing, and I was like, you guys are really cool, like you totally just beat the system kind of thing. Like you had an uprising, it was a rebellion, and they managed it, and it was really cool. So I don't know, I wish I had like known how to do that when I was in elementary or middle school, because I totally would have done that if it were possible. And what topped it off was the next day that we were able to go outside, so it wasn't like so oppressingly hot. The same 3 kids went and played wall ball by themselves, and all the other kids, they didn't like make up another game of wall ball with imaginary ball, but they went and did other things that made them happy, and I was just really like proud of them. I was like, I felt like I taught them something, that like they are in charge of their own happiness and they can do whatever they want. Like, don't let anyone dictate their future for them. It was really cool. So yes, that's my story. I wanted to bring up hair in this video, but that seems like a weird transition. Alright, well, I'll just do it. I'm thinking of getting a haircut. My friend Karen is gonna like kill me if I do. But what do you guys think? Like, do you have any suggestions? Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's too long, and it's summer, and it's hot, and I'm outside all the time. So, yeah, shoot me some suggestions or pictures or anything. Alright, bye guys!